The Battle of Shiloh happened in the quiet town of Shiloh, Tennessee. It lasted one day starting on April 6, 1862, and ended on April 7th. It happened after the Confederates receded from Kentucky and headed into the Deep South. After this move, Union troops flooded into Tennessee and prepared for battle. The Union soldiers dug in and waited for a Confederate offensive attack. The Confederate troops had the element of surprise when they invaded the unready Union soldiers. The Union forces were not prepared to defeat the Confederates because they did not have enough troops. As they waited for the extra Union troops, the battle broke out. Shiloh was just a small Tennessee town before the battle broke out. Its inhabitants found themselves in a no-man's land stuck between the north and the south. Shiloh was located in the southern part of Tennessee. It was a strategic point for the Union because they could train their raw recruits and use them when it was time for battle. It also gave them time to prepare for the offensive attack on the Tennessee River. The Union were favored in the battle with an army of around 65,000 men. However, there were raw recruits with basic training. However, the Confederates did not have experience on their side, and they were outnumbered with around 45,000 soldiers. General Ulysses S. Grant led the Union Army and was the supreme commander of the Union Army. Grant gained his nickname Unconditional Surrender at the Battle of Shiloh, where he was claimed a war hero after the victory. Albert Sidney Johnston was the general who led the Confederate troops in the Battle of Shiloh. He was a high-ranking general. In fact, he was the highest-ranked general to die during the Civil War. Cyrus F. Boyd was a Union soldier who said, "The woods were full of infantry, cavalry, artillery, and all arms of the service were flying toward the river in countless numbers. Men yelled as they passed us, 'Don't go out there, you'll catch hell.'" Henry Morton Stanley was a Confederate soldier who said, "The world seemed bursting into fragments. Cannon and musket, shell and bullet lent their several intensities to the distracting uproar. I likened the cannon, with their deep bass, to the roaring of the great herd of lions, the ripping, cracketing musketry, to the incessant yapping of the terrors, the windy whisk of shells and zipping mini bullets, to the swoop of eagles and the buzz of angry wasps. All the opposing armies of gray and blue fiercely blazed at each other." The Battle of Shiloh was a wake-up call for both sides. Both Union and Confederate troops surrendered during the battle, but both armies were tired. It was a very bloody battle that did not have a clear victory. Who do you think should have won?
The casualties of the battle were large, with around 24,000 casualties. The Union casualties were around 13,000, whilst the Confederate casualty number was closer to 11,000. The casualties were higher than all the casualties in the Colonial Wars and the Revolutionary War combined. After the Confederate loss, outrage swept across the South. Many Southerners blamed Albert Sidney Johnston and General Beauregard for the loss, claiming he should have attacked the Union troops earlier. In the North, there was an equal amount of uproar over the heavy casualties of Grant's Union Army. The people of the North wanted Abraham Lincoln to get rid of Grant, but Lincoln replied, "I can't spare this man. He fights." People still visit this historic battlefield today. The federal government and private organizations preserved over 2,000 acres of battlefield. There was also a well-known military museum close to the battlefield. This battle was important for the Union. They gained and secured most of Tennessee from the Confederates and continued their advance south. After the battle, the Union troops headed south to secure cities like Corinth from Confederate invasion.